What's good? What's good, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of The Urban Platform Speaks. Make sure to like and subscribe as you tune into the channel and check out the content. And with that being said, man, I think I want to talk about Kobe Bryant and how for a long period of time throughout Kobe Bryant's career, he was able to avoid the dark forces that come with, with playing in the NBA, right? And I think the reason why he was able to do this is because he had a father who played in the NBA, and his father, I think he learned a lot of things from his father, and I think part of what he learned was to stay away from certain people and certain entities connected with the NBA, right? And so and so that's what he did for a long time. Now, once Kobe had those issues that he had in Colorado, I think that was the ball game. That changed everything, right? And so I was listening to a guy who is, I'm not sure if he's a numerologist, but he studied he studied the life of Kobe Bryant. And he spoke about Kobe Bryant before and after he had that incident in Colorado. And so that incident in Colorado, some people believe was like the beginning of the end for Kobe Bryant. Kobe, like I said, Kobe Bryant, he was his own man. Like he knew that certain evil forces existed. And in other videos, that I have watched and I've spoke about how Kobe Bryant just didn't want anything to do with those people. He avoided them, right? And then so eventually Kobe Bryant was put in a situation where he basically had to align with those dark forces in order to keep Kobe Bryant out of trouble or keep him out of prison once he got into that situation in Colorado. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna play the audio of this gentleman talking about Kobe Bryant and what happened, how Kobe ended up signing with this aligning himself with the Boule. That's what they call it, the Boule, the Black Boule.
With the ashes of their dead loved ones. So when we study the life of Kobe Bryant, who eventually became a member of both the Thee Lima Secret Society and the Theosophical Secret Society, and also Kobe Thee Lima, yes, Lester Crowley, yes, in the Theosophical Secret Society, right, with Elena Blavatsky out of Germany, who immigrated to New York City in the early part of the 1900s. And so Kobe Bryant, prior to his rape case, was not a member of any secret society, not the Thee Lima Secret Society, not the Theosophical Secret Society. And Kobe later on.
All right, so just imagine that, right? You are somebody that is as big and as famous as Kobe Bryant, and you don't belong to any secret society. So it wouldn't be far fetched for somebody to think that they're not going to allow Kobe Bryant to just be out there freelancing and doing his own thing, because then that would set a bad precedent, right? Then anybody could be like, well, I'm not going to be a part of that. It's almost like a gang. You know what I mean? Like if you live somewhere in an area where there are gangs and stuff like that, like they're gonna put you in a position where you have to make a choice. You just can't say, that's just not me. And these people, they're worse than gangs, but nowhere in the world they're gonna have somebody as big as Kobe Bryant walking around and he just able to freelance and avoid this situation.
We'll bring this up later, after his rape case in June of 2003, 2003 in Eagle, Colorado, Edwards, Colorado. All of a sudden, he gets all these tattoos, and he's a member of both the Thee Lima Secret Society and the Theosophical Secret Society, including the Boule Secret Society. Okay, he was a Prince Hall Mason. So to your listeners, when you delve into the history or the origination of the Prince Hall Masonic Order that I'll go into depth later on, you cannot be a Boule unless you are a Prince Hall Mason.
That's crazy though. Like like I said, for Kobe, at first he wasn't associated with any of those guys, right, or any of these organizations. Then, and so some people saying it was a setup, and it looks like it was a setup to have Kobe to be able to, to put him in a position where he had to align with those people. Kobe was arrogant and certain things, even though Kobe, they had gotten Kobe out of trouble with that case in Colorado. Kobe still was like, he still was very independent. And, Kobe was not somebody who was, because he was arrogant and he was as brave as he wasn't going to be somebody that they can really just, uh, control to that extent. He joined and he got the tattoos because that is what got him out of trouble. But if you look at the way Kobe moved after that, right, he dedicated himself to basketball, right, and that was his plan, to dedicate himself to basketball, endear himself to his fans, and that was his plan, not to really, so he chose, he chose sides. You could choose to side with these corporations, these organizations, or you could choose to lean towards your fan base. And Kobe, in my opinion, I think he chose like the people. He never really, everything Kobe did was positive. He didn't promote anything that was negative, even after he had that situation in in Colorado. Kobe Bryant was a family man. He spent a lot of time with his daughters. He spent a lot of time coaching women's basketball and doing things that were positive, right? So he really wasn't like, for these organizations, Kobe Bryant to them really wasn't he wasn't an asset because of the way he lived, and he was very careful about his public image. And so he couldn't really be controlled. And I think that's probably what contributed to Kobe Bryant's demise. Like I said, they got him out of that situation in Colorado. He got the tattoos, but he really didn't, he wasn't going to be at Jay-Z concerts like LeBron James and throwing up hand signals and stuff like that. Kobe Bryant wasn't going to do that. He didn't see Michael Jordan do it. So, and so he was like, nah, I'm not, I'm just not compromising like that. I won't go that far. And so I think that's what led to Kobe Bryant's demise. Let me see what else they have to say about Kobe Bryant and this organization.
So going back to this background of the Boule Secret Society in order to understand the foreground as to why Kobe Bryant was unalive and taken out.
Obviously, YouTube does not like the topics that we covered with Pastor Larry Gators. That's why I'm asking.
And see, that's what, all right, while this guy is promoting his YouTube channel, and I want to see, that's why, and this guy, I hope he gets into, because that's why I think Kobe Bryant was unalive, as this guy said, because Kobe Bryant just, he just was not going to allow these people to control him. He was trying to figure out ways to outsmart him and control his own life and his own brain.
You to do these 3 simple things. Number 1 is subscribe to my channel if you haven't done this already. Number 2, leave a comment below in the comment section. And number 3, share this episode with all your friends, peers, and loved ones. These 3 little, quick, small things are going to help my channel tremendously. Thank you for that. And now let's get back to the podcast.
So the Boule Secret Society's original logo, going back 5,000 years, half male, half female, half lion with this left paw on a skull. The present day logo of the Boule Secret Society, which they are now headquartered in Atlanta, Georgia, is the same entity, but with this right paw on an urn. So when you connect the words skull urn or urn skull, it represents that the Boule Secret Society, their task is to be the gatekeepers of Black America in the Black diaspora. And there's over 150 chapters of the Boule Secret Society throughout the United States, throughout the Caribbean, throughout Eastern, Central, and Western Europe, they have absolutely, Brother Apollo, no connection to the masses of the Black diaspora, either here or throughout the world. So to amalgamate, where we go from the past now to the present, May 15th, 1904, it gets deeper, with Rockefeller money from John D. Rockefeller. And as a quick side note, it was—
All right, so basically, you know, before he, you know, I don't want to go into the Rockefeller and the history of the these different societies. And actually, he's going to talk about like how these society wasn't even set up by Black people. You know, Rockefeller was was a rich white guy, so they wasn't even set up by Black people. And the purpose of these societies is to control, you know, make certain Black people tokens, and then the masses, they want the masses to follow those tokens, right? And to emulate those token Black people. But yeah, man, when you look at Kobe Bryant, man, and just look at the history of Kobe Bryant, look at the tattoos and everything he had before and the tattoos, everything after, you can tell that there was definitely a difference, right? I don't know that, I wouldn't say that there was a mind shift with Kobe. I think Kobe tried to fight back in his way, and Kobe, you know, after a while they realized that Kobe was not an asset for their organization, and so that's probably why Kobe Bryant was you know, was deleted. So interesting conversation, interesting video, but I'm gonna leave it at that. And with that being said, don't forget to like and subscribe. Also, don't forget to leave a comment, and I'm gonna check you all out in the next video. Peace.